Welcome to Severobaikalsk, on the very northwest shore of Lake Baikal. And what a location it is. That behind me is the railway station, the Vauxhall. It's showing -8, which is not that bad. And what a strange looking building it is. It's not like the other Vauxhalls that we've seen, you know, with the columns and the pastel colours like the yellows and the pinks and the lime greens and the sky blues. Nah, this is some sort of modern building. And that's because it wasn't built in 1915. This was only about 40 odd years old. Built under the USSR. Built by the Leningradze Komsomol, to be exact. And there they are. Well, that's one of them anyway. It looks a bit mature to be a Komsomol. That tash is quite impressive, village people style. And in case you didn't know, there's another one. There's another one over there. So we're quite BAM heavy and Baikal heavy here. Dom or Baikal. Nice little place. Bit mental in places, but it's not bad. Severobaikalsk is dissected by the railway line, or the railway yard. And it's only this thin sliver of land here, down towards Lake Baikal, on this side of the railway line. The other side's the town. So my hotel's down there. So the only way to go up to the town, there's a walkway down there. So we need to go down here. Is it? Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's a path. There's a path down there towards that bridge which goes over the railway. You can just make out the lake down there, but it's not a good viewpoint from here. We'll get to that later though. But it's a big rail yard. There's loads of freight trains parked up. As for passenger trains, I don't think it's that busy. In fact, it's not really that busy. But it is a big freight yard. You'll see when we get up on the bridge. Recently discovered tip. Now my hotel's down here. Dom Baikal. You can see Baikal in the distance, about 300 metres. But as I said before, Baikal is split into a little sliver of land here near the lake, and on the other side of the railway yard. And this road, I mean, there's no turning off, there's no turning over until you have to go away, like miles out of town, and then you can come back in. Same in that direction. So for here, these people, the only way to get into Severobaikalsk is that railway bridge. Unless you come this way. Now I don't recommend this if you're a wee bit nervous. Basically, if you're a shite bag, don't come down here. This goes right under the rail yard. Let's go. I'll probably speed this up because there's nothing much to see. Here we are, the other side of the railway. The station's over there. Right, now I've got to go all the way bloody back. Yeah, so here's that little forested area down towards the shore. And the other side of this road is this big rail yard. And I can't see any other crossing points apart from the bridge that I'm on to get from this side to this side. Which was a real pain in the arse about 9:30 PM on a Monday night when it was snowing, pitch black, and had no idea how to find my hotel. Just by pure luck I found this bridge. And as you know, it's not that far from there. But it was panic stations originally because the map was sending me over here, but I couldn't find a way to get over the railway line. And the entrance to these stairs, it's not that well signposted. I've got a slightly clearer day than I had yesterday when I was wandering about. I couldn't film anything yesterday because even those hills there, you couldn't see them. It was just so cloudy, and then it started to snow. So there was not much you could see. So all my filming's got to be condensed into today, Wednesday. But that's your luck, you know, you can't do anything about it. Yeah, working on sections of track, maybe repairing all these freight cars, and just parked up. I don't know if they're waiting to get picked up and joined onto a longer one, something like that. Oh, that's railway sleepers down there, is it? Yeah, I think it might be. That looks like coal. Who knows what's in them? If you've ever seen the Russian English-speaking vlogger by the name of Vagabond, I've seen him jumping into these things and getting on his way to Vladivostok or the Pacific. He just rides in the rail cars. A bit mental, but hey, we all need a hobby, huh? Now, as you can see, the rail yard's really wide, and there's the passenger line there. That's the back of the train station. I've got to actually go into the station because I'm informed that there's a spare bank ATM in there, so I need to get some cash. Because there's a bus leaves from here tomorrow that I'm getting on. There's taxis kicking around, but none on Yandex. So you can change it to English. Withdrawn 2000. Shuffling. Yeah, I like that noise. Success. 2000. You can see the train line, Lake Baikal, and the Baikal Amur Mainline. Right outside where we've just been. I don't know why there's a boat up there. It must be something to do with Lake Baikal, or it could be something to do with it was built by Leningraders and nowadays St. Petersburg, which is a big naval place. Prospect 60 years of the USSR. This is what this street's called. Oh. And 50 years of the BAM. This is bloody nuts, this place. I love it. 50 years of the BAM. Now, if my arithmetic's correct, that would have been last year, 2024. I think Severobaikalsk was founded in 1974. So 50 onto that is 2024. I hope I'm right. There's another locomotive sitting out there, and you can hear the horns of the shunting locomotives non-stop in the rail yard. The beginnings of the BAM were way back in the 50s, where they built a railway from Taichet, but it finished at Ustkut. Ustkut's a little town on the bend of the Lena River, and for a long time that's where the railway ended, and Ustkut became quite, I wouldn't say prosperous, but it was the only town on the Lena River that had a railhead, so it was used to supply a lot of other places. And they stopped building it in 1954. I don't know if there was plans to expand it, but they stopped building it in 1954 with the death of Stalin, because, as you can imagine, it was built using prisoners of war. It was built using political prisoners, gulags, getting emptied out, and the conditions were appalling. So the whole thing was shelved. I mean, even one of the chief engineers of the BAM was just shot dead because his tunnel didn't match up. But they struggled with proper equipment, measuring devices, survey equipment, that sort of stuff. So to even get to Ustkut was an achievement in itself. But following the Sino-Soviet split in the 60s, the Soviet Union realised that the current Trans-Siberian was far too vulnerable. I mean, it skirts along the top of Mongolia and the top of China. And considering there's a bit of tension between the Soviet Union and China, they realised that the Far East Fleet was in easy pickings, easy to cut off and neutralise. So they needed an alternative, and they decided to restart the BAM project. So Brezhnev announced it, and he announced also that at least it would be built with clean hands, meaning it's not going to be forced labour, it's not going to be prisoners of war, it'll be the idealistic Komsomol. From all over the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact countries came here to build it. This is Leningradsky Prospect. Why is that not a surprise? As I said before, it was the Leningradsky Komsomol who built this. And how did they build it? They came in abandoned rail carriages, tents, they built wooden settlements, wooden houses, and it just became a work camp. It's extraordinary. And all these little settlements all along the railway. Out of nowhere. It is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Photo center. Fitness center. Business center. And because the railway kind of existed up to Ustkut, this part of the BAM was completed relatively easily. Oh, relatively easily. Nothing about the BAM was easy, but in comparison, when they decided to extend it beyond Lake Baikal all the way to the Pacific, that was tough. That was really hard going. I mean, if you know anything about Russia, you'll know it's like a million rivers. There's mountains, there's everything, swamps, everything, permafrost here. BAM, Doroga, Druge. He's definitely an Asian, definitely a Oriental looking guy. Railway tracks. Yeah, the builders of the BAM. There's the station way down there. Yeah, there's the station. At the bottom end of Leningradsky Prospect. And if I spin round, you'll see the builders of the BAM. And you've got to remember where we are here. We're in Buryatia. And the people of Buryatia, they're Asian. They look Asian. Look like Mongols, Chinamen, Koreans. In fact, that seems to be confusing a lot of people now in Western media. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of North Koreans around here. And I thought they were all in... Well, we won't go there. Ah, Centralnia Stolovia. Shall I risk it? Shall I risk it? I don't know. I don't know if I should. No, I'm not in the mood for a Stolovia. I need to get something to eat first, but I'm not in the mood for a Stolovia. This looks so 1980s, doesn't it? The big USSR emblems, the statues. It's strangely nice and peaceful being here. I don't know why. Maybe it's the snow that's dampening down the noise, or maybe it's just because it's not a very busy little place. But I don't know, maybe the lake is having a calming effect on everyone. I'm going to get down there later, but we'll have a wee wander about. Still about here. I need a tea or a coffee or something, but we'll find that later. Железнодорожник. I don't know what that, I can read it, but I don't know what it means. Dvorec kultury. Now that means Palace of Culture. You know what? A very famous UK Soviet liver was here. That's where I remember that from. I don't know how long ago now. It might even be about at least 3 years ago. Yeah, Mr. B was here. And yeah, you might say, oh, you're just copying the guy. That's not true. I mean, the reason I am here is because I don't have much time in Russia. I entered Russia and I'm exiting Russia from Kaliningrad, which is 7 hours time difference back the way, westerly. So if you've got ambitions or a bucket list, or you want to tick something off, your dream or whatever, if you can do 2 things at once, do it, because you won't have the time to do anything else, because the distances involved are so huge. The transport is, let's be honest, it's slow. I mean, the BAM railway is slow. The Trans-Siberian is slow. It's not some high-speed Chinese rail. It's slow. So yeah, I wanted to ride on the BAM, and I wanted to visit Lake Baikal, and I've come all this way, and this ticks both. Baikal's over there, and I've just been on the BAM, so I've done what I came to do. I'm not coming here because someone else has came here, although it did pique my interest. There's no getting away from it. I mean, you could fly to Irkutsk and you could get on the southern portion of Lake Baikal, but you won't get on the BAM. You'd need to go to Skodorovna, then up the other railway to meet the BAM at Tunda, or you'd have to go all the way back to Taishet. You know what I mean? It's just a huge exercise in time management if you've only got a limited amount. So yeah, this does it for me. This ticks both boxes. and I'm delighted I'm here. And another reason is I've had the Trans-Siberian Handbook. It's a guidebook, and I've had it, I don't know how many years, a long time. I don't know what edition it is now, but I've had it for so long. And I used to read it, and it's a wonderfully researched book. Williams, I forget his first name, Brian Williams, I'm not sure, but yeah, every stop, he's got information on every stop. He's got information on the other, the Yakuts, the line that goes up to Yakuts. I can't remember what it's called. It's got the BAM, and it's got obviously the Trans-Siberian, Trans-Mongolian, Trans-Manchurian, the ones that go to Ulaanbaatar and to Beijing. So it's got all those in it, and I've had that book for years, and that's one of the reasons I came here, because it's got a little section on Severobaikalsk. It says there's a museum of the BAM, but the curator doesn't. The curators or the people who work there don't speak English, so they can't really. They only speak Russian, so they can't really explain it to a non-Russian speaker. And I think that was in the video before it I've seen by B&B. Well, museum's not open, or it's not working anymore, or it's closed, or Wednesday's the day off. I don't know. I couldn't really understand what was happening there, but the museum is not there. Yeah. No loss anyway, because I don't think they can speak English, and it'd been of limited use to me. Yeah, as I was saying before, I had the Trans-Siberian Handbook, and I always wanted to do that, but then I was kind of thinking about it more seriously, and I went, you know what, I think it'd be really bloody boring, unless you've got a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks or something, to make numerous stops. It would be a real grind, and I'd sort of talk myself out to it. And my view only solidified after taking various trains in Russia. There's nothing wrong with the trains. In fact, some of them are excellent. It's just, if you're on your own and you don't speak Russian, it's highly unlikely that you'll get in with people who can speak English. Especially if you're in Platskart, even coupe class. Maybe in first class you might. I don't know if that's just an awful stereotype, but people have wanted to speak to me, and I've wanted to speak to them, but you just can't. And especially as you're going through the middle of nowhere, your translator doesn't work because you get no signal. So it ends up being kind of frustrating, a bit awkward, and because the coupes are not that wide. Sleeps 4. I imagine it's what being in a prison cell would be like. I mean, if someone gets up to like fold their clothes or something, you can't do anything because there's no space. You've got to wait for them to finish, and then you can get up and go to the toilet or whatever. It's a wee bit awkward, especially if you can't communicate. So it would be marvellous if there was like a group of you, say there's 3 or 4 of you, and you could occupy a coupe on your own. You'd have a great time. If one of you could speak Russian, you would have an immense time. Because not one train journey have I been on, or several people haven't started to want to talk to me. And that's before they even know I'm a foreigner. They're just friendly people. They don't even know I'm a foreigner until I tell them that I can't speak Russian. And then they go, oh, that's a shame. And then they fuck off. And then they go away and do something else. Occasionally one or two will start to try and jabber away, but I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying, mate. I might catch a few words and I might answer, but then he obviously gets that I don't know what he's saying, so there's no point to continue the conversation. So yeah, that's my experience on the railway. It would be wonderful if you could go with someone that could speak Russian, or you are at a level conversationally that you could interact with people. I'm not. I'm very far from that, and it's disappointing me. It's frustrating and it's disappointing, but at least it gives me something to aim for if I want to keep doing this. Which I don't see why I wouldn't want to keep doing this, because I'm loving it. I mean, how could you not like this? How could you not like this? Yeah, it's stressful, all the travelling is stressful, the lack of sleep. Like I said before, I entered in Kaliningrad on Saturday morning. This is Wednesday. I entered Kaliningrad on Saturday morning. Saturday evening I was in Moscow, +1. Sunday morning I was in Krasnoyarsk, +6. And now Monday night I'm +8 or +7 from Kaliningrad, +8 from my own home. You're not eating properly. And you don't know what to do, you don't know where you're going exactly, but you know, that's part of the joys. Part of the joy. If you don't enjoy that, then stay at home and just watch it on YouTube. Not me, mate. I want to get out and do stuff. You've only got a limited amount of time left. Well, some of us have, so make the most of it. Right, so I've been walking about and I found the Museum for the History of the BAM. As you can see here, Muzej Historii BAM. But how unlucky is this? It works. What's that? Tuesday, this Saturday, Sunday and Monday off. 10 till 6. Lunch is 1 till 2. But today is the 26th of February and it's closed. Sanitary day. Then we apologise. So I think it must be some sort of cleaning day or whatever, but according to the calendar it's supposed to be closed today, 26th of February, and that's the bloody day I'm here. What's the chances of that? What's the bloody chances of that? So I think that's what the guy was saying in the Palace of Culture. I think what he was telling me was, you're at the wrong place, but even if you were at the right place, you still wouldn't get in, because it's closed, you dumb twat. Well, I don't think he would say that. They're much too polite here to say that, but I bet you that's what he was thinking. Right, screw it, I need a cup of tea. Let's go and get a cup of tea and maybe a cheburek or something like that. No way, man. Skyline. I think that's R31. Bloody hell, there's another one. There's one there, there was one over there. That is an R32. I think, no, that's an R33 because that will light up. Nismo rims. Nismo's the sporting arm of Nissan. Right hand drives. It's a Honda. Yeah, I'm just noticing this. That's a Nissan as well, right hand drive. Look, I'm so excited about seeing skylines. Didn't even notice that. Keep getting sidetracked, I'm looking for a cup of tea. That's bloody... I'm away the wrong way.
Pork shashlik, lachen.
Lunch was had. I think it's another Uzbek place. It's not bad though. Pork shashlik and some lakman. It's like a broth with vegetables, some meat, and quite thick noodles, like udon noodles. Lovely though. Just what I needed. Got a cup of tea and a wee slice of something sweet. So that'll do me. I mean, it's not big portions, but that'll more than do me for now. And let's go to the lake. That's the reason I'm here. As much as I love trains, As much as I admire the BAM, Lake Baikal's why I'm here. Seems to be a little trail all along the side that apparently has been built by volunteers, which is no surprise since the whole town's been built by volunteers. The whole railway's been built by volunteers. So a wee nature trail along the side of Baikal being built by volunteers is no great shock. But coming to work here every day must have been a sheer joy. Yeah, this is what I mean. Sits you down from the road down to the shore. You can hear that already. I see you can't, can you? That's what I mean, silence. And that's us getting down. Almost at the last few steps and it's opening up before me. My God. Yeah, that's vehicles. Maybe there's an ice road over there, all the way to the eastern shore. And there is the eastern shore over there. You see the occasional big lump of ice peeking out. And the hills with the snow on top of them. I'm actually on the surface, but you can't tell because of the snow, which is really disappointing. I'm afraid. I wanted to see the clear ice. Yeah, like this. Big slabs of ice. Like this. Look at that. One huge ice cube. I'm sure this would be equally, if not more beautiful in summer, but there's just something about it frozen in winter. It just screams Russia to you. The biggest lake in the world, frozen solid. Where would that happen? Only in Russia. I'm here. I made it. Take another thing off the list. Now we're so far north. I don't know, there's headland there, so I think round there you come to Nizhny Garsk, and that's you nearly at the far northern tip of the lake. And you can see the opposite shore, the hills with the snow on them. And it gets progressively wider and wider and wider. And you go all the way almost to the border with Mongolia in a big sort of curving arc. I'm sure you've heard all the stats connected with the place. You're looking at 20% of the world's fresh water, albeit frozen. The volume of water here is bigger than all the North American Great Lakes combined because it's so deep. I mean, it's really deep. I guess it's some sort of earth crust moving apart and forming a big crevice, and it's been filled with water. And it's those rocks that filter out all the crap and make it extremely clean water. Apparently you can drink from it, no problem at all. There's all sorts of indigenous species you don't find anywhere else. This whole little ecosystem. It's magnificent. Because in the next few days I'll be down to the very southern end of the lake, and I don't know what the weather's been like there, but with any luck it's not been snowing, so we'll get to see some ice formations in the clear ice, and I'll look down and can see the bottom of the lake. Hopefully. Like I said, there's no guarantees in this game. When I mean this game, I just mean travelling. You've got a certain amount of time to spend in a place, and if the conditions are against you, you just got to suck it up. You can either abandon everyone else and hang around until you get to see what you want, or you can say, well, Lake Baikal's not going anywhere. You can always come back another day. But it's so far away, it's so hard to get to. The chances of coming back another day are quite slim. But you never know. Never say never. I can't emphasise how much or how delighted I am to be here. It's a dream come true, really. As far as dreams are concerned, I mean, it's not that outlandish. I mean, anyone can come here. You can come here. I've only got 9 or 10 days to spare, and I'm here. So anyone can do it. But actually getting up and doing it and fulfilling those dreams, it's a different matter. You've got to really want it, and you've got to get your arse into gear and do it. Don't listen to the naysayers that say, oh, what's the point? I'll tell you what the bloody point is. This is the point. That's the point. I'm dumbfounded when people say, what's the point of going there? Why are you going there? And there's a real wind starting to pick up. A little DIY wind filter. It's been working alright, I've noticed. It'll still pick up wind, but it's nothing like on my phone, which is a complete mess. As we're getting nearer the shore, the more ice we're seeing building up. Pretty cool. Absolutely no pun intended. I swear, in the presence of the old gods, to come back here in the summertime. Baikal is bigger than Belgium. Get it right up you Brussels. Baikal has the cleanest water in the world. Maximum depth 1637 metres. What the hell's happened? All the English stuff's disappeared. Mofos. Wonder if it's round here. 133 algae species. Yeah, not that interested in algae. 366 rivers and streams flow into the lake. The amount of rivers in Russia is just mental. You know what I've not had? A fish called the omel. I think it's the omel. I had it before in Uglitch, but that was like just like a fillet. I want a whole one smoked, and it's supposed to be a delicacy of Baikal because it comes from Lake Baikal. But hopefully when I go down south to Lisvyanka, round about the Irkutsk area, I'll have some omel for sale, because I really want to eat a smoked omel like an oligarch. Isn't that right, mate? What? Aye, sure. So you remember a small water boy? Haha. What is your name, boy? My name is Handojin. I am the son of Hang Wong. Aha, well, son of Hang Wong. You are in big trouble now, yes? Right, I'm full of shit and being a little bit racist, so... Right guys, I'm done here for the moment. I've done what I wanted to do. I've loved every second. In Severobaikalsk, not only here at Lake Baikal, I've loved my time here. I think it's a quirky, strange little place. Strangely in a time warp. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just is what it is. But I really enjoyed it. Seeing all the history. But most importantly, this is what I enjoyed the most. That. Okay. See you next time. Bye bye. You can't blame them, can you?